In 2024, two massive earthquakes struck simultaneously in different parts of the world. After the tremors subsided, mysterious cracks appeared in the mountains at both locations. Those who entered these fissures either vanished completely or returned utterly insane, muttering the same warnings. There's something inside the cracks. Don't go in. A month later, another expedition ventured into one of the cracks at Quinn Mountain. During a live broadcast, an archaeologist suddenly screamed something incomprehensible before the signal cut out completely. Michael immediately tried calling his brother Daniel, who was part of the Quinn Mountain expedition team. The phone rang, but no one answered. Strangely, Daniel's social media showed a new post, a disturbing drawing of a man embracing a woman with a multi-armed monster looming behind them. The caption read, quote 1. Desperate to find his brother, Michael drove to the local police station near Quinn Mountain. What the officers told him was even more terrifying. According to all official records, Michael was an only child. He had no brother at all. In complete shock, Michael checked his phone. Every photo, every text message, every call log involving Daniel had vanished. Even his parents insisted they only had one son, as if Daniel had been erased from reality itself. About a week later, a mysterious package arrived at Michael's door. Inside was a USB drive containing fragmented video footage. The first clip showed a massive mountain wall roughly 500 meters high. About 200 meters up, there was a crack approximately 100 meters long and 2 meters wide. Inside the fissure was complete darkness, occasionally punctuated by an eerie green glow. The second clip documented a descent into the crack. The camera, apparently worn by one of the expedition members, captured the journey downward. In the oppressive darkness broken only by flashlight beams, the audio picked up heavy static interference. Beneath the conversations of the team members, another sound emerged, something that resembled the breathing of a massive living organism. The third and final clip was chaotic. The camera shook violently as screams and crying filled the audio. The expedition seemed to have reached the bottom of the crack. Through the confusion, Michael could barely make out one phrase repeated by multiple voices. I saw Chang'e. She's coming. Get to the moon as soon as possible. Michael felt ice-cold dread wash over him. Why were people mentioning Chang'e, the ancient lunar goddess from Chinese mythology? What connection did a mountain crack have to the moon? He spent hours searching online, trying to piece together the scattered clues. Eventually, he discovered ancient texts mentioning the Queen Mother of the West, a mythological figure who possessed the elixir of immortality. According to legend, Chang'e stole this elixir from the Queen Mother and fled to the moon. Digging deeper, Michael found descriptions of the Queen Mother's original location. The mountains of the Great West, specifically referenced as Quinn Mountain, the same region as Quinn Mountain. In the oldest texts, the Queen Mother wasn't described as a beautiful woman, but as a creature with a human face and tiger's body. Everything pointed to one terrifying possibility. The Quinn Mountain crack was connected to the ancient legend of the Queen Mother of the West. Questions multiplied in Michael's mind. Did the Queen Mother really exist? Why did the expedition members tell people to go to the moon? If Chang'e had been on the moon for thousands of years, why hadn't astronauts found any trace of her? Who sent him this footage? Despite the danger, Michael decided to organize his own expedition. He would enter the Quinn Mountain crack in 1 week to find answers about Daniel's disappearance and the truth behind the legend. The day before departure, a bearded man appeared at Michael's door. His mental state was clearly broken. Michael recognized him. He was one of the survivors from Daniel's archaeological team. The man kept muttering the same phrases over and over, quote 3. Michael brought him inside, but the man suddenly lost control, frantically drawing symbols and images on the floors, walls, and ceiling. Most were incomprehensible, but one image stood out. A woman with a human face and tiger's body, identical to the drawing in Daniel's last social media post. Michael realized this was the Queen Mother of the West. Ancient records differed dramatically in their descriptions of her. Later texts, influenced by romanticized stories, portrayed her as a graceful, beautiful woman. But the earliest records described her as a monster. Michael had a revelation. What if an ancient king who sought immortality from her had deliberately rewritten history? What if he'd ordered all records changed to make his supernatural benefactor appear beautiful instead of monstrous? At that moment, Michael felt an unusual excitement. He might be on the verge of one of the greatest discoveries in human history. Tragically, he didn't realize then that entering that terrible crack would be the final decision of his life.